The city of Tampa lies on the Gulf Coast of Florida. Tampa Bay, comprised of Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Clearwater, is not only where stands Scientology's spiritual headquarters and international mecca, it's also long been home to a growing local congregation of Scientologists. And now, they have a new home, the Church of Scientology of Tampa in Ybor City. The church occupies a complex of buildings that's locally known as Ybor Square. As the name implies, it fills a full city block. It was originally built in the 1880s as Tampa's first cigar factory, the industry that put this city on the map. It's Tampa's foremost historic site and has been fully restored, true to the building's character. In point of fact, the church and surrounding neighborhood are permanently on the National Registry of Historic Places. This one goes on record as the largest Scientology ideal organization to date. All told, it measures out at more than 80,000 square feet. Although to appreciate what that number really represents, one need only take a look inside Tampa's new church. Due to its historic nature, inside and throughout, it's filled with artifacts from the building's past. For example, inside the entry stands an authentic tobacco bale press. Then again, old Tampa comes back to life, as in this original restored embossed tin ceiling. As for the church itself, it begins with a reception that offers a welcome to one and all. So, this is where Tampa Bay now meets Scientology. Next, there's this Public Information Center. It's expansive in every way, accommodating unlimited numbers. It's here Tampa holds regular open houses to introduce the community to any and all church-sponsored programs for drug education and prevention, learning and literacy, human rights awareness, not to mention Dianetics and Scientology itself. Visitors are welcome to stay as long as they wish, with a lounge set aside especially for those touring the displays. While providing a somewhat more formal setting, there's also this public conference room. It's also open to the community and hosts meetings for those who work to improve Tampa Bay. Then again, this is Tampa's auditorium and chapel. It provides for religious services for Tampa's congregation, which has grown fourfold in just the last decade. It also hosts community events and banquets. Moving on, this is Tampa's bookstore. It fills a full wing. And since this town is home to a sizable Hispanic population, including Cubans, Puerto Ricans, and Mexicans, it's double the shelf space to provide the written and recorded works of L. Ron Hubbard in both English and Spanish. Scientology services begin one flight up. First is the Purification Center, reserved for the program designed to free individuals from the mental and spiritual damage caused by drugs. It features a turn-of-the-century view straight up Ybor City's main street. Then there is Tampa's Hubbard Guidance Center, where Scientologists receive spiritual counseling known as auditing. Like everything else in this church, it's also of considerable proportions. In fact, it's double the size of most. While as for Tampa's wing of auditing rooms, this hallway puts the scope and size of that one into correct perspective. Of course, this is where Tampa's team of highly trained auditors provide counseling. And they do it in auditing rooms like this one, each ideally configured and appointed to provide the ideal setting for one to achieve spiritual enlightenment. Scientology training takes up another entire floor, and it's theory and practical on a scale to train auditors in commensurately big numbers. It follows the precise route Scientologists take to become proficient auditors, with every individual course provided its own space. Tampa's technical training staff number over 60, every one dedicated to training every student to perfection. While just to cap it, there's Tampa's Knowledge Center, providing every L. Ron Hubbard reference. And finally, there is the LRH office. It stands in his honor and in testament to the fact this church is true to his teachings and ideals. And that's an introduction to the ideal org that stands in the shadow of Scientology's international mecca, the Church of Scientology of Tampa.